Black Ram 313 back at it again. You know why? It's because this is therapeutic, man. Back again with another therapy session, hence another video. Today's topic and title is a question, and that question is, does online dating work for men? What do you think? What is your answer to that question? And I'm going to talk about this today and give my take. First, I'd like to quote an article from the website virtualdatingassistance.com. And the article states, and I quote, "You probably spend countless hours every week clicking through profiles and messaging attractive women on dating sites and apps. You get a response every now and again, but rarely from anyone you actually want to date. Even worse, you have been ghosted many times. Don't worry, you're not alone in your angst. A full third of guys who try online dating sites and apps never go on a single date. And that's despite spending 5.2 hours a week looking at profiles, then another 6.7 hours sending out messages. That adds up to around 12 hours per week, all in hopes of scoring a date that lasts only approximately 1.8 hours. Modern dating is not only exhausting, it's a part-time job. Guys face 3 major hurdles when it comes to meeting women online. Problem number 1. Most dating sites and apps have more men than women, which means the most attractive women get bombarded with messages. The competition is absolutely fierce. Problem number 2. Matching algorithms don't work because they typically rely on information that is easily quantified online, such as behavioral traits and simple beliefs. But how do you quantify chemistry on a dating site? You can't. Face-to-face interaction is the only way to see if sparks fly between the two of you. Plus, predicting long-term compatibility is almost impossible because success in a relationship is in part determined by how a couple deals with life's stresses, both big and small. Problem number 3. You're going about it all wrong. Even the slightest misstep can destroy your chances, and you're making a number of mistakes. The hotter a woman is, the more messages she receives, and the pickier she has to become. She doesn't have the time to talk to everyone. She's so forced to make split-second decisions regarding who's worthy of her time. If she has the slightest reason to eliminate you from the running, she will. That's why you can never seem to attract the caliber of women you really want to meet. The website also goes on to state this, quote, "The online dating gender ratio is 52.4% male versus 47.6% female. Online dating tends to attract more males as a whole compared to the female, according to another website called Statistic Brain," end quote. So the key point is, gentlemen, there are more men than women on these dating sites. To put it this way, dating sites are a pure sausage fest. Now, outside the digital world, in the real world, there are more women than men. In the field, when you go out to meet a woman, there are more women than men. But in the cyber world, the world of online dating, the dating sites and the apps, the social media platforms, there are more men than women. Millions upon millions of thirsty beta male simps swarming the inboxes of women as if there was only one woman left in the world, and all the men are flocking to just that one that is left. Therefore, the modern female has so many options that it's almost unbelievable. I had a woman once tell me that she gets about 100 messages daily in her inbox on these dating sites. 100. Think about that, man. See, it's common for a below average woman to receive 30 plus messages daily from thirsting men asking her out on a date. And above average women, even more so. And let's not forget, because we are red pillars, right? Let's not forget the 80-20 rule. And that rule is that 80% of single women are looking for the top 20% of men. Now, this makes an average guy's chances, keyword an average guy's chances, of getting with a desired woman extremely slim. The dating world is indeed a mess. Men are at an inherent disadvantage continually. However, as men, what do? We still persist, right? In hopes of finding a lady to call our own. Hoping, wishing, and waiting. In a day where a true lady rarely exists. In fact, we can say a lady is non-existent. Now imagine this. A woman on your favorite dating site, a succubi. Let's say she's 37 years old and curvy. You know what that means, right? So when you see thick and curvy in her profile as a description of herself, it means she'd be a big girl. Now let's say in the looks category, she's a 4, maybe a 5 on her best day. She has 2 children ages 8 and 11. And she works as, let's say, a social service case manager. And she makes about $47,000 a year. And she has a bachelor's degree in social work. I'm just making this, although I'm sure there's people out there like this, right? Now, she meets a guy on a dating app who is about 39 years old, about 5'8". Let's say he has 1 kid. The kid is about 15 years old. And he works as an auto mechanic, and he makes about $30,000 or $38,000 a year. Pretty good living, depending on what state you live in. So let's say this guy and this woman, they meet at a coffee shop for a first date, or a meet and greet, as they say. Now the guy, when he gets there to her, he treats her like a perfect gentleman would, right? They have a good conversation, but later that day, although the conversation went well, the coffee was good, again, he's not a bad looking guy, has herself together. She has a few issues, a few liabilities, her kids, a little bit overweight, some debt. But despite that, despite him being a decent guy, guess what she does? Later on that day, she blocks his number. He's texted her, he called her, no response. And why, would you say? She X'd him out. She doesn't want to talk to him anymore because he does not have swag. She did not feel a spark. Good dude, regular guy, no spark. This picky, curvy, broke, with kids woman believes that she's too good for just a regular guy, right? So for him and for her, it's back to the dating site. And for her, back to the dating site to waste more of a man's time, because she's actually looking for a man who's at least 6'3", prefers him to be a player in the National Football League. That's her standard. Now I'm being serious. Now it sounds outrageous, right? Being that there's only a minuscule amount of men in the NFL, single men at that. But that's what she's looking for, damn it. She doesn't want to settle for anything less than that. The only exception is maybe she'll deal with a guy that makes about $150,000 a year or more. Now, the problem with that is her last boyfriend was unemployed, for the last 3 years. He didn't have anything, but she learned, right? She matured, right? And she's grown since that last experience. So now, according to her, in her own mind, she expects much better now. She likes football players. Or a guy has to make at least $150,000 a year and be tall. Think about that. A subpar, below average looking woman who is someone's baby mama expects that a man should have no kids and offer everything that she doesn't have. And she expects this amazing guy to sweep her off of her feet, although she herself is not worth 2 dead flies. For her, this mechanic that she met at the coffee shop is simply not good enough for her. She gave him a first date. She gave him a chance. But he was not up to the standard. Yep, a single mommy gave someone a chance now. Now think about that word for a moment. It's used often. A chance. She says she will give a guy a chance. She will give you the chance that you are asking for. Really? A chance. Females say this. Simps say this. Give him a chance. Baby, give me a chance. A guy crying saying, she won't give me a chance. Let's ponder this for a moment. What does this mean? A chance. A chance like winning a prize? Oh, maybe she means the chance to compete for a prize. You see, she believes that she's the prize. She's the goal that you are working for. The aim is to please her, to win her affections, to compete for her. You're placing yourself in a subservient role when you use the term giving you a chance. Placing her on a pedestal only means that she can look downward upon you. But you say, give me a chance. For a subpar woman with children, or any woman, you want a chance. Think about the mindset of a man who goes out looking for chances, reeks and smells of desperation. Give me a chance. Now be a man and reverse the game and give her a chance. In fact, using the term a chance to date again puts you in a subordinate position. You are in essence saying that she is greater than you. You're showing extreme weakness saying such words. Anyway, back to the point. But so it is with the American female, with almost unlimited options. Due to the dating sites and the social media sites, she can keep swiping, keep going out on dates because it costs her absolutely nothing. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. And she goes on, never being satisfied with the man that is sitting in front of her. Because with so many options, how can she pick just one? And with so many options, she thinks that the next guy will actually be much better than the last. Thus, introducing the dating site thought, who's been there, you've seen her, who's been on the same site 3 years plus. Same pictures, same tagline, which says, I don't have time for games. But who is really playing games here? Now, I think there's some potential on dating sites. I've used them myself with some results. However, anytime I've met a woman off the site, the situation never lasts very long and they tend to be very subpar. Remember that when you message her on a dating site that you are probably number 24 at best in her inbox. And that's just on Monday. Now, if you keep swiping, as many people do, you may find one that you're number 91 by Wednesday. Now, in the week so far, remember, she's probably going to get 200 or 300. And I'm talking about a woman who's a 4 or a 5 in her looks with 2 kids. Remember, she's looking for the top 20%. And out of 100 messages, what number are you? But you want a chance, right? You're trying to win the lottery with her when she is indeed no prize at all, but a hot pile of liability, if you understand what I mean. And remember, if you're just a regular guy, you're just a regular guy like the mechanic with savings in the bank, maybe you have good credit, a secure job, and let's say you are a very well-balanced person emotionally, you have great character, you're a handsome guy, but for you now, little Miss 4 in the looks with a few extra pounds, she believes that she's settling for less than what she deserves by sitting next to a regular dude, man. She, like many other ladies on the dating site, she believes she deserves an 8-foot tall billionaire with great looks. Now, in one of my videos, I don't remember which one, but I had a commenter, her name is Bella, leave this reply on one of my videos regarding to online dating. And I think it's appropriate to read this here. And this is from Bella, quote, "Most men don't realize the mistake of meeting these women on dating apps. Any woman that has the balls to meet men on an app has a mental problem." She goes on to say, "The thought of meeting someone on an app frightens me. Every female I've ever known who used dating apps were severely flawed and still single," end quote from Bella. Shout out to you, Bella. Now, this is a woman's perspective, which happens to be my experience. Majority of the times when I've met a woman online, she's had some issues, to say the least. Now, I know. Many of them have issues, yes. But compared to the field, which means you're out there you're out there in the public, rather, meeting women that way, it seems like online dating sites are the dumping ground for those who are emotionally and mentally unstable, to say the least. At least that's been my experience, and according to Bella, that's been her experience with knowing these women. And I'm sure that's the experience of many of you. And I have horror stories, and I'm sure that you have the same. Horror stories, that is. But yet and still, we search the sites looking for our chance. But I believe that it's better in the field, going to events, art galleries, poetry sets, and other places to meet women. If you're on a dating scene, I think it's better to go outside of your comfort zone, outside the comfort of your cell phone and your laptop, and go out there and actually meet women. Find women that are single and ready to mingle in a traditional way, instead of the polluted spaces of the dating sites where the 2s and the 3s are treated like 9s and 10s. Get in the field, fellas. But I will say this. Now. In fact, I'm going to say this and close out the video. According to 33% of women that use dating sites, they usually hook up on the first date. And that's according to the survey by the site called Statistic Brain. Imagine that. 33% of women who use dating sites hook up on the first date. So I'm not going to avoid dating sites altogether, man. But the field is the first stop on that journey. And I'm not looking for a chance. I'm her upgrade. However, if you're looking for something cheap and easy, like a McDonald's meal maybe, the dating sites may not be that bad. For something in possibly the short term, you know how I do it. The catch and release method. But overall, I think when it comes to dating, the bottom of the pile is the online dating sites. So for me, I'm in the field first, dating sites as a last resort. Get in the field. Do your thing. Shoot your shot. Until next time, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I also have a second channel called Black Ram for Vengeance. I also have a Patreon page. Check me out there. And I also have in the description box a PayPal link if you'd like to donate to the channel. And again, until next time, fellas, stay red and stay well. Red pill, that is. Black Ram 313, and I'm out.